Hello everyone, welcome back to EA Today. As you all know, I am Sam, your host for today's show. Sorry. Coming up, we have EA's very own Agony aunts joining us to share their best advice about moving up the school, and the announcement of the official winner of the Division Bake Off will be announced on today's show as well. Following that, Sophia will be joining us from the other side of the world as we get insight into how COVID is doing all the way over in Japan. And finally, we have some handy how-to tips where David Cannon will be showing us how to become a DJ. But first, Agony's their name, advice is their game. Please welcome Kate Shannon and Lily Penman.
Thank
Hello,
you very
girls.
much, Sam, for that lovely introduction.
No, welcome to EA Today. So you guys are here to share your biggest advice about just how to thrive at the academy. So my first question is targeted probably at the sixths. So if there's any sixths watching, listen up. I want you guys to share your biggest piece of advice about going into sevenths.
Do you want me to go
How about
first?
you go first?
Great.
Yeah.
I would say take every day as it comes, because I think, especially for our year, we've noticed that just sevenths, it flies by, and I cannot believe we're almost finished. So I would just say take each day as it comes. Don't stress too much. Get to know new people and just enjoy each day, because it will go so quickly and you'll be so sad like we are when it's almost over.
Mm-hmm. I would say kind of similar to that. I mean, obviously we don't have full use of the common room right now, but if I could do this year again without COVID, I would say really make use of the common room to just chat to people you never really speak to, because I've ended up making so many friends with people that I just never spoke to in sixth. So yeah, I would just really tune into that social aspect of seventh.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing with the common room is decorate. You know, like we had an amazing common room at Halloween, but at Christmas, we didn't quite do as well as other years maybe did. So next year's seventh, you guys better really pull out all the stops for Christmas in the common room.
Oh yeah.
So another huge thing that is like a massive part of loads of people's lives at EA is of course exams. And we've all had the privilege of sitting one set of public exams as opposed to three. So do you have any exam advice?
I would say, well, we're probably not the best people to talk because, as you said, we've only done Nat 5s, but it's better than nothing. And I would just say, I know it sounds bad, but do not stress, because if you stress, you will just get yourself worked up and you'll probably end up doing worse. But if you just stay calm and just revise to your best ability and do your best in the exam, there's nothing more you can do. And it sounds a bit cliche, but just do your best and don't stress, because I think that's the worst thing you can do, is overwork yourself and stress too much, because it'll just backfire.
I would say pretty much like the exact same thing. Just kind of and also like there's so many, you'll be surprised if you speak to your friends about how stressed they are as well. Sometimes it can feel like, oh my God, I'm the only one that cares this much. But just kind of just speak to your friends, but don't compare your revision to theirs. Just kind of chill.
Absolutely.
Our exam has been way too influenced by COVID, I think.
I know.
Well, I mean, if COVID has taught us one thing, it's that exams aren't everything, and life goes on even without them. So the future years, hopefully you do get to sit exams, because it's a lot easier for you and your teachers to stick to the system and revise and then sit the exam, even though it might seem like having exams cancelled is a dream come true. I mean, in some ways it kind of is, but I would say that in normal times you do so many prelims and mock exams all the way, I think, from fourth. In fact, I think it's thirds, your first set of mock exams. When you get to the real one, it just feels like another mock. It's great, you know. And also, my biggest piece of advice for revision is flashcards. People are always negative about flashcards, but I would not have any qualifications if flashcards did not exist. So make flashcards, especially for subjects like geography and chemistry, where there's lots of facts to revise. Also history. I remember Nat 5 history. My flashcards were basically what got me my grade. Actually, I can't remember what I got in that 5 history. I hope it was good. I won't be sharing that now.
Failed.
So we are.
I was gonna say. Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say on that note as well. I know I sound like a bit of a loser, but especially when it gets to like you have to learn loads of like long essays, I just record myself saying the essays and then just like play it back when I go on my walk.
That's good for languages as well. Yeah, honestly.
Yeah.
I'd also say find what revision method works for you, because you could be a visual learner, you could be an audio learner, like if you want to record things, or there's so many different types, and I think it's important to do the one that works for you rather than just what maybe the teachers tell you to do, because you'll know yourself.
Absolutely. And something that can really help with that is I'm pretty sure most qualifications there is like a how to pass book, which you don't like, the school doesn't recommend you buy it, but I recommend you buy it. So if you want to do that, walk down or drive down to Waterstones and pick up the corresponding book to your course, because they have some really good like information on how to revise. They also have loads of like mock questions as well. So I would hugely recommend them. So the other thing I wanted to talk about today was we are all, to some capacity, returning to the senior school next week. So have you got anything to say about that? Are you excited? Are you dreading it? Or have you got any tips for people to prepare them for their return to school?
I'm personally very excited because I love being at school, and I just like the atmosphere and seeing everyone when you're walking about. That sounds so cheesy, but I just do. And I would say if there are anyone out there who is nervous, because I think it's quite a natural thing. We haven't been in school since December, so I think it'd be quite natural to feel a bit nervous, but just don't worry, because all of the efforts are going to be there. Just help everyone out. And yeah, I'm very excited to see everyone again.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see my friends. I'm not necessarily excited to sit 2 meters away from them, but I'd rather do that than be stuck in my bedroom. So
yeah,
I'm definitely excited to get some sort of normality.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's quite nice to know that like we're not gonna go back. The only way is forward, and it's not going to get any worse than this, so we can kind of deal with it. And then after Easter, it'll be a little bit more normal. But we just have to do this for the next couple of weeks.
Yeah,
exactly. The only way is up. The only way is better. And it will be better in school, being able to see people, but it is going to feel a little bit different to how it felt just before Christmas. And it's really important that everyone does stick to the rules, because we can only open schools for these 2 weeks if we all stick to the rules. And if we do, after Easter, we should return pretty much back to normal. Don't quote me on that, because I'm not a Nicholas Surgeon, as you might be able to tell. But yeah, so if we stick to the rules, our reward is a close to a normal summer term. That sounds pretty good to me. I don't know about you guys. So the other thing I mentioned in the introduction is, of course, very exciting, and that is the winner of the division Bake Off. So I'm going to hand over to Miss Bake Off herself, Kate Shannon, to give us the results. Hopefully it's Kinross. I mean, I'm not biased.
Well,
but
you're going to have to wait and see, Sam. You're not biased? Sure. Okay, well, I am very excited to announce. I'm going to do it in reverse order. Build the tension up a bit. In last place, unfortunately, is Houses.
Oh God.
Which is just such a shame. Coming in at third place, we have Carmichael.
Oh, the champ has been dethroned.
Yeah. And I'm going to announce first place, because if I announce second, then you'll realize who it is. In first place is Kinross, meaning Coburn is in second place.
Oh, yes. Well, they need to boost up at some point.
Exactly. I'm wearing red to say well done to Kinross. No, I'm not. I just happen to be. Anyway, we've got some.
Yeah.
We've got some special commendments. These are people who were really helping out the division competition, and some people who I think their bakes were just really good. So we're going to give them a bit of a shout out and show their bakes up on the screen. First of all, we have Sophia Roberts from Geitz, who's made these amazing Empire biscuits. I like the fact that they were heart-shaped, because it has just been Valentine's Day. So I thought they were really good.
Very nice. You better not put yourself
Next up,
in this list.
No, I'm not in this list. I was going to, but I was like, no. Next up, we've got Noah DV from Fit, and just self-explanatory. Look how good they look.
They look delicious.
Made me quite hungry. I know. The one thing I didn't like about the Bake Off was that we couldn't eat them.
True. Yeah. I would have been a judge if we could eat them.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, these were just really good.
Peanuts.
Just for anyone who didn't quite get that joke, I have a peanut allergy, so yeah.
And this was from Emily Wilson in Gates, who this is a birthday cake for her brother, and I was just like, wow, that is stunning. I'm so intrigued about how she did the icing. Like, that is just amazing.
Is this Dennis the Menace themed? Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Look at the
And
that's so sick.
That is really cool. Next up, we've got Beth McRae, who made Mille-Feuille, and that is very difficult. So I thought that she deserved a bit of a shout out because I heard that it took a very long time, but it was worth it because that just looks so good.
Absolutely. Look at the piping skills.
And it's red.
I know. It looks like something you'd actually see on Bake Off.
Literally. And I almost made them. I was sitting in M&S and I was like, do I buy the ingredients? And I was like, you know what? I'll probably mess it up. And therefore, it's just a waste of food. So I decided I chickened out. But Beth, you really stepped up. And it paid off because Kinross 3-1. And I love the Kinross colours as well.
I know. No, that was... I think this is probably my favourite bake.
Yes, I could say that. Very
and this is from Angel Wong in 6th, where she made 4 different types of cookies. It's just crazy. And then she put them in little boxes, which is so cute. And they just look really nice. I thought it was a bit different. They're very neat. And this
They're very aesthetically pleasing.
They really are. This is Dan Strudwick from Seconds, who's made a carrot cake. And I just love the little carrots on it. I thought it was so cute. Yeah. He definitely had to get special comments for that.
Yeah, look at those carrots. They're amazing.
I know. And next up, we've got Carrie Gardner from 6th, and she's made a red velvet cake. And that is just, I thought the presentation was really nice. I liked how she put the bits of cake on the top. That was just incredible.
Really nice. I just want to, bite right in. Yeah.
Yeah. And finally, we have Laurie McNamara from Seconds, who has made this cake, and I am actually obsessed with it. The frog, I don't know, I just love it. I think it's so fun. I don't know how you made the frog, but it's just, I love it. This is one of my favorites. And that's it. So yeah. Thanks to everyone who submitted a cake, and I want to say a big thank you to Miss Duncan because he did all of the Firefly stuff. And I also want to say a big thank you to Lily and Sam and Richie Gardner and David McRae because they'll help me a lot with it and I couldn't have done it without them. So thanks, guys.
No problem.
I don't think I contributed much.
With you. So thank you very much, Lily and Kate, for joining us today and sharing your thoughts. Goodbye for now, guys.
Bye, Sam.
Amazing. So, I think she's gone. So huge congratulations to all of the bakers who were mentioned, and of course to Kinross, everyone's favorite division, who won. No surprise there. If you can't already tell, I am in Kinross. So that just about closes the door on the division bake-off, which is a shame because it was such a great competition. But you know what they say? As one door closes, another one opens. And this next door happens to be halfway across the world in the faraway land of Japan. Let's see what Sophia has been up to in a country that is more or less free of COVID restrictions.
So Sophia starts her day off by going to hot yoga every morning, which is basically yoga in a 36 degrees room, which is really good for your health. After that, if she's got time, she goes and does some shopping with her friends. So in Japan right now, shops are still open, restaurants and cafes are open, but everything closes at 8. But apart from that, everything's normal. So you can just see Sophia in a non-essential shop right now, which I think we're all a bit jealous of. The weather in Japan right now, Sophia says, is about 18 to 20 degrees a day, which is actually really hot, and I'm very jealous. But it looks a bit cloudy here, so that's a shame. But right now, I'm yet to receive confirmation from Sophia. She is at the Shibuya Crossing in Tokyo. I'm probably not pronouncing that right. But it is the world's largest crossing. And you can see those skyscrapers there, which is so cool. I'm very jealous. Sophia says that she then returns home at about 6 and starts work then, because that's when the online classes in the UK start. Overall, I think it's safe to say that we're all jealous of Sophia's life in Japan at the moment, but when she returns in April to Scotland, she will have to readjust to our lovely lockdown situation. So I wish her all the best with that. Back to you guys in the studio.
Yes, wow, it looks like Japan is absolutely the place to be right now. If we weren't returning to school next week, I would book myself a plane ticket now. But of course, we are returning to school next week. So I am just going to remind you, I know I already said it, but make sure you are very vigilant in terms of knowing exactly where you're going when you return to school, knowing exactly, exactly when you're returning to school. For most of us, it is Monday. But I know for seconds to fourths, I think there's a different situation for you. So everyone, keep your eyes peeled for information regarding the return to school next week. But nevertheless, we are still in lockdown for the rest of this week. And as such, Mr. Bryce has been running a very fun new division competition, which is, of course, the division scavenger hunt. So if you have been taking part in it, you'll know how much fun it is. So please do get involved, because it's a great chance to have fun and also to earn some points for your division. You will be able to find it here on EATV every day for the rest of this week. Now, moving on, let's learn from DJ David himself how to become a DJ.
Hi everyone, it's David with EATV. This is the how-to segment of EA Today, where we're basically going to show you how to do some really useful stuff or some just really fun stuff. And today, if you've ever seen a DJ do a really cool mashup or a really cool transition between two songs and wondered, how do they do that? Well, today I'm going to try and show you how they did that and show you some of the basics of DJing. So let's get started. So first of all, we're going to need some DJ software to DJ with, and my personal favourite software is Virtual DJ, so I'm going to show you how to download that. You'll want to go to virtualdj.com, click download and then click on your operating system, and don't worry, this is totally free and you don't even need a DJ controller. It works perfectly with your keyboard and mouse. So once it's downloaded, open up the installer and follow the steps, and once you're in Virtual DJ, just switch the mode to Pro. And this might seem a bit overwhelming at first, there's loads of buttons everywhere and text everywhere, but I'll take you through the bits you need to know about to start DJing. So first of all, down here is the music browser. This is where you'll search for songs on your computer and find songs you want to play, and once you find a song, you just want to drag it up onto one of these decks. So once a song is on a deck, it'll show you a bit of info about that song. First of all, you'll get the BPM of the song, which basically tells you how fast that song is, and to mix two songs, you want them to be around about the same BPM. 2 or 3 BPM out is okay. And you'll also get the key of the song, which I'll tell you about in just a mo. You'll also get what's called a beat grid for the song up here. So what Virtual DJ has done is split the song up into groups of 4 beats called bars, and each bar is represented by a dot up here. So there's 4 bars here. Each bar will light up when that bar is playing or when you're hovering over it. And basically, to get a really nice smooth mix, what you want to do is line up groups of 4 bars in both songs. Play the groups of 4 bars together, otherwise it'll sound a bit horrible. And I'll show you how to do that in just a mo, but first we're going to need 2 songs to mix. So to choose 2 songs that will go really nice in a mix, as I say, you'll want them to be about the same BPM, and you'll also want one of them to have an outro with pretty much just instrumental or beats, minimal vocals so that the vocals of the 2 songs don't kind of crash into each other. Or you want the next song that you're going to play, the second song, to have an intro, which is pretty much just instrumentals or beats. And if both songs have instrumentals in their outro/intro, one of them's not just beats for the outro/intro, then you want them to be the same key or maybe one key out. So G and G sharp is fine. But once you find two songs that you think are going to go together really well, and you can do a Google search to find the BPMs and keys of songs so that you can find two that are going to go really well together, then you'll want to drag them up onto opposite decks. And if they're different BPMs, click the sync button on the deck with the song with a lower BPM to bring it up to the BPM of the other song. And similarly for the keys, if you do need to match the keys and they're one out, then just click the up or down button here to change the key of one song to the key of the other one. There's maybe not a hard and fast rule as to which one to change, maybe just experiment a bit to see which sound better. So once you've done that, you'll want to find the first beat of the outro of the first song and select Hot Cue here, and then click the 1 button, and that will add a marker on the first beat of the first song's outro. And then find the first beat of the next song and drag it under this line here so it's ready to play. So you'll just want to press the play button on the second song's deck when you hit the first beat of the outro of the first song. And also what we're going to do to make a nice kind of fade out of the first song, on the second song there's a bit of a sweeping sound here. I'll let you listen to it here. And then it goes kind of quiet at the end. So this is the perfect opportunity to fade out the first song. So we're going to do this using the filter here. And this is kind of like a fancy fade, but some frequencies are faded out before others. By the way, if you play the two songs together and they kind of clash a little bit, then you can also use filter for fading in a song. So you can fade in the next song, and that might sound a bit better, but right now we're just going to use it for fading out. So what you want to do is slowly start turning the filter to the right while the sweeping sound is playing, and make sure it's turned all the way up, all the way to the right by the end of the sweeping sound when the song goes quiet. So with that in mind, let's give it a go and I'll show you how you mix these two songs.
Wow, what an amazing video that was. That was absolutely brilliant. And the editing was so professional. I have no idea how David did that, but that was amazing, informative, and a great beat. You know, I was having a bit of a party here by myself. And with that, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone who has contributed to today's show. Lily and Kate, if you guys want to join again so we can say goodbye to you.
I've got my cat with me.
There you are. Hello. Oh, hello, Lily. What's your cat's name? Just for everyone who doesn't know at home.
He's called Harvey. He really does hate me, but
well, not by the looks of things. Anyway, thank you very much to you two for joining today. Oh, are you okay?
You just bit my neck. That was so sore.
Oh, don't tell the insurance company. No humans were harmed during the making of this program. So massive thank you to you two for joining today and all of your amazing advice. And an extra big thank you to Kate for running the Bake Off. Anything else from you two before we end today's show?
Just hands, face, space.
Hands, face, space.
Space. Great advice. So thank you guys very much for watching today. Hopefully you enjoyed. We are all looking forward to seeing you back at Henderson Road sometime next week. And if you don't see us there and you're missing us, you can find us here on EA Today in some point in the future. Thank you very much, guys. Goodbye for now.
Bye.
Bye.